Hi, everyone. Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage with another business leadership training in 15 minutes. So, for those of you that don't know me, I do these trainings every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's a quick taste of leadership and business that you can apply, take action on for your business to better your business and your team. So, today's topic is every stage of business, trusted advisors, the value of them equals speed. So at every stage of business, trusted advisors equal speed. I want that to kind of like sink in for a minute because as I speak with business owners from all different industries all over the country, I hear this all the time. We know what we're doing. We are very clear of our space, the industry that we're in. Automotive, for example, know a lot of people in the automotive space, and they're really good at knowing that industry. So they're problem solvers. You solve problems for other people, you figure things out. So it's only natural to be able to say, I could figure out all this stuff in my business. I'm this is what I do. I problem solve, right? I fix things. I can figure this out. And it's kind of awkward at times for people. They get these feelings like asking for help, getting guidance from any type of advisor feels awkward to some because they're used to doing it on their own. So, really, that's what this is about today. And I want to tell you a story. I was asked this past week to do a presentation at a local university. I'm going to be doing it this month for students who are taking an entrepreneurship class. And I really talked to them about it and asked them why they asked me to do it. And they I was connected through another group. They wanted to bring a speaker in who was actually in that space, who's a practitioner, who understands entrepreneurship and has been in business for a while, and that way they could give some insight, share that with the students. So I'm looking forward to meeting the next generation of young men and women, with the dream of business ownership. I really look forward to that and getting their insights and take on it. But here's how this played out. I want to give you like a little bit of behind the scenes of how this played out. So I had this conversation and agreed to do it. And then I thought to myself, I have to plan this out. I have to plan out the presentation and what I'm going to talk about and want to bring a lot of value to these people. So I had a lot going on this weekend. I was meeting friends. We just had a lot of fun things planned. So as I was driving to go to one of the events that we had planned, I decided to kind of outline the talk that I was going to do. And I always start with the end in mind. And then from there, I put together, the talking points of how we're going to get right to that. So I want them to walk away realizing that nothing worthwhile is easy, right? They're going to have failures. They're going to experience that. We all do. But it's really important because by focusing on the right activities at the right time, you're going to save yourself years of frustration. And it's never too early to start building your network of trusted advisors because trusted advisors equal speed. You're going to get to reach your goals, live your dream, the challenges that you have, get through them. You're going to be able to do it quicker if you have that network of trusted advisors. So here's how I outlined the talk. I outlined it as define success for yourself, right? So you have to do that. You have to figure out what success looks like for you because any business that you have is more than just profits. And I think a lot of people think that successful is profits. And that's really all that it is. If you have a profitable business, then you're successful. But everything else might not be working. So I think that that is a very shallow metric to base success on. I like to think of success of being more of a thriving business. And that's one that's profitable, but it's also sustainable, where you're not burning yourself out, and it's enjoyable, where you really love what you're doing and you're not frustrated by it. So I think that that's really important to remember, to define your success. Define it for you. Don't look at what other people are doing. Concentrate and focus on you. The next part of this is customizing a work-life balance that works. So everyone is going to be at a different stage of business and in life. So don't sacrifice the things that fuel you. So when you have, I think, activities, people that you connect with, time for yourself, and these things fuel you, where you're excited and you feel that you can be your best and you can give your best, you want to customize a work-life balance that works for you. And I think a lot of people put that on the back burner. The third point that I'm going to discuss is trust the process and enjoy the journey. So when you think of people that want to go into business for themselves, people that are going to be entrepreneurs, you have to be willing to challenge yourself, right? Step out of that comfort zone. But trusting that process is key, because otherwise we quit or we think that we can't do it. The other part of this is celebrate your wins. A lot of times we accomplish something and we just check off that box and we go, okay, done, on to the next thing, because there's so much that I need to do. And we forget that we need to take the time to celebrate the wins, celebrate the things that went right. Even if it seems like a small win, celebrate it. Learn from the failures, learn from the mistakes, because we're going to have them, but take the time to celebrate the wins. And then the last part of it is a tool, a framework. I call it the POP tool. And basically, and I'll go into that in the training, but basically what it is lead with positivity, optimism, and practicality. And it's a tool that people could use. So when I put this together in the car, right, I was thinking of the outline in my head as I was driving. I was like, okay, I have the foundation for my presentation. Now, of course, I have to go in and create it. But when I created this outline when I got home, I realized that this was very similar to the coaching process that I have with small business owners. It actually is a framework. And the idea of entrepreneurship or business ownership, really, it's not for everyone, right? Some people just aren't going to be that kind of take that kind of mindset or willing to take that kind of leap. It's not a good or bad thing. It's fine. But identifying that and realizing, are you the type of person that this is going to work for and be good for? And are you going to be happy doing it? So I think one of the things to realize and know about business ownership is, for those people who are willing to assess where they are and set goals, that's huge. You have to be willing to do that, because if you're not willing to assess where you are right now and take a look at that and then set goals for the future, it can be a real challenge. It could be frustrating for you. And how do you hold yourself accountable to those goals? Because if you're the business owner, if you're a leader, who is making you accountable? Who's the person that's holding you accountable? So it's so good to have that trusted advisor who can do that and help you with that. The second thing is there's a lot of people that I notice that are learning. They want to learn. They're lifelong learners. They're going out there and reading the next book or taking a course or a challenge or something on whatever it is that they're struggling with in their business. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's sales, maybe it's HR, whatever it is. And that's great. Learning is great. But what we have to do is challenge ourselves to implement, because there's no value in the learning if you don't put it into practice and do something about it. The power is implementing. Even if the first time you feel like you get it wrong, there's so much value in implementing. The next time, you're going to do it better. Perfect example of this is when it comes to hiring, the hiring process, the interviewing, creating an ad, all of that. First time, it can be very, very challenging. But once you learn it, you have to implement it. The next thing is learn from your wins and your failures. Share them with people. Don't be embarrassed. Okay, it's a mistake, but I learned from it. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I can take that knowledge and I can go forward with it. And you also learn from the wins and the people that were there to empower you and help you and guide you. And the last thing I would say is trust the process. When someone has a proven process, a framework, a system that works, trust it. Because when you get challenged or you feel insecure about some area of your business, trust that process and keep going with it. And then you'll look back and you'll be amazed at the results. So, what we have to realize is that depending on what resource you use to find these stats, basically the majority of them are saying that within 5 years, 50% of small businesses fail. And when you think about that, think about the ones that are surviving and they didn't fail. Why would you want to just survive and not really give yourself a chance and your business to thrive? So when we think about that, it really is a mindset of, I want to achieve, I want to do something bigger. I know that I'm capable of more. Just guide me, because you're smart. You're already doing what you're doing. You have your dreams. You've done a lot of the hard work already. You've figured a lot of things out already. Guiding you is just a way to help you get through some of the challenges, and it'll get you there quicker, saving you years of frustration, having you reach those goals, have you realize your dream so much quicker than without it. So there are so many great resources that are available to you. And when I think about it, I'm thinking about coaching and mentoring and advisors that are out there. And, when you think about it, there's consultants that can help you. And there's even networking groups on a local level and, regionally, or even in specific industries that you can reach out to. So choose one that works for you. And as you grow and your business moves through the different stages of business, your needs are going to change. Your challenges are going to change. Before you have a team, anybody on your team, and it's you and you alone, or maybe someone, a family member that's helping you out, you may not need to know that much about teams. But when you get to that stage of business, now it's a whole new stage and you're facing all new challenges. So, what worked in the past may not work for you today. So, keep that in mind, that it's not necessarily that you're doing anything wrong, or you hired the wrong person, or you invested in the wrong group. It could be that no longer serves you and you need to move on to something, or another system, another person. So I would like to end this today with a question for you. I'm curious, What do you believe is the biggest challenge in your industry today that many people are facing? What do you believe that biggest challenge is right now? And we have, if you're on the replay, drop in the comments. But that is 15 minutes of leadership and business. And I hope that you can use one thing from this to implement in your business, even if it's a shift in your mindset that you could put into action. And please drop in the comments what you feel the biggest challenge in your industry is today. And we could, another call, I'll be able to see what people put in there and we'll be able to unpack it. So have a wonderful day, have an enjoyable day, and I will see you next week.